Do I have to do this? It's so tiring. Fuck. I don't want to fucking get into this. Okay. If I have to, I have to. Wear your inside out, Penis Gabriel says. I've seen the consequences if I don't report. And he knows who you pick. What we don't know is just who he's going to pick. Cersei Kennedy's death was presented to me through the grapevine round Tacoma in very the same way that they presented Alina Shaykett's death, through the black dimension of the Green Party, Black Lives Matters hooligans. Go get your queerball stuff. Now, it's complicated because it wasn't a black on white race crime. It was a political crime masquerading as a black on white hate crime. A whole bunch of white computer funeral types were Trumpy tuning in. Now, to me, the line is very blurry between Trump and Putin and the populist warfare that goes on, and the call and response mechanisms of hybridzania. Like you get this yacht fire, which we've seen around. There were guys in these weird masks that were appeared in the magazines of McCartney's showcase of Kinnikinnia after 9/11 down at the yacht Seattle when it happened, right? So we know that the anthraxers, the people who behind the AIDS attack and stuff, were TrumpytunePutinese putting on face masks and lighting yachts on fire. So we get the black smoke from the yards in Massachusetts, and then the cyber network that controls my beeper switches, from the Post-Dispatch and Yoko Croker to Ringonov's Kremlin offices, switches something to the Boston Globe, appears in one of my prompt sectors. And we hear that Dugin's daughter gets done, and Moscow's howling about Kiev. Now, I know the Kennedys support Kiev by and large. But I don't think the show, the tragedy of Dugin's daughter is not my province to impose myself on. I see him as a professor, and I limit my discretionary remarks to his comments. Everybody is sorry, Professor Dugin. But the real tragedy for a lot of people who don't care, who don't like him, it's the rampage it's going to summon. And that could have been the purpose. I always look at both sides because nobody understands Yojimbo like somebody who doesn't understand Yojimbo. Nobody understands Yojimbo like somebody who doesn't understand Yojimbo. In other words, nobody understands Yojimbo. And it's going on. And the police department puts on their thinking hats, and the little beanie that spins makes them too dizzy, and they wander around. Take off the thinking cap, for God's sakes. They don't want any of that Yojimbo stuff going on. The theory of Yojimbo would be that Massachusetts had nothing to do with it. The pyromaniacs from Trumpy Tomb's army went boom, 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 swang a pendulum so that they could say, now, dog ass, talk your way out of it. Talk your way out of what? The pinhead switch. You see, the pinhead switch is as follows. Louis Lapham, formerly of Harper's. Now, you talk to anybody. I mean, you could say, ha, 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 the joke is on you, but you could talk to the Muslims and the Teamsters. You could talk to and Latin American banker bait from, Squirrel Hills, Peacenik Zone. You can talk to people I knew in high school. Nobody in their right mind, anybody, even the Twizzy switches working for Jeffrey Mulregard think that I had anything to do with the claimed murder of John Lennon. I mean, people might say, well, I went crazy for being accused and set up a construction of self-defense saying that Lennon was the master switch and they conquered reality from the fourth dimension, which is what I believe. Well, that's what we're seeing in play. But nobody believes I had. I mean, it came from Alpha Centauri. It had nothing to do with me. Nothing. But they say, well, you have a zing zing role now. You see, this is Louis Lapham's, you know, nerdy boy contribution from the White Rabbit. So, and you got everybody puts on their beanie and says, oh, how can we twizzle switch this? And that's where these strip dudes come in, so you're supposed to snitch the napalm and so on. I mean, campus war games like this should never have been allowed. The fact that the University of Pittsburgh didn't immediately slam the brake on it when I wrote the pause for and they saw what was going on is obscene. That's my opinion. But to get past my opinion, back to the Twizzy switch of nerdy doody doo, Louis Lapham. You see, he told everybody and their mother. He said he knows everybody but everybody. Everybody knows him except everybody. I mean, he told the thinking cap people, the beanie twizzle DDs. Oliver Stone told Putin the Putin bone's connected to the Dugin bone. The Dugin bone's connected to the Jordan Peterson bone. The Jordan Peterson bone's connected to the Pgh bone, and that's how Chomsky gets way. Okay, so everybody's all connected up, Bronstein said at Don Ostros, where they were doing uh, child sexual abuse material to the queer bait. Okay, so putting him into coma trauma so that he could save John Lennon. You see, the queer bait child. And then they were running around laughing. They were saying, you can get away with that. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Brilliant, brilliant genius. You can get away with being child sexual assault abuse material in Pittsburgh, Westminster District, Pittsburgh. But wait till the Russians are affected by your could have saved John Lennon. And so Roger Waters, he starts off and says, waves his magic, man behind the curtain routine, and TrumpytunePutinese is the walrus. And it's all connected into Thinky Butte. But it could have been a random act. That's why you have law. That's why, it appeals to me when Russia says you don't cooperate with us on international investigations. Nobody trusts Russia, they say, but Interpol is the proper organization. Professor Dugin, I encourage you to provide all the available information to Interpol and let justice run its course. But they say, no, 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 no. We have the mind readers on, and, Moscow must be satisfied. And so there's going to be a tragedy, rampage, and somebody somewhere is getting a laugh out of it, And they say, don't laugh, don't laugh. John Lennon says, you get this little tee hee, glad it's not me. Then they come and persecute anything like that. They say, don't blame, because the king never laughs, Sono says. In Thailand, the king never laughs. She has this thing, you can't find it online, but I remember she's looking real dour and she has this sign that says smile and she's looking real dour, the Crocagri Gusta Garona is my suspect in all this rubbish. Now, this is a strange book because it's not so much about Putin trolls as it is about the discreet and unsaid alliance that exists between these assholes. So when I say some asshole did Putin's um, Lady of Moscow, it's because I think it was a fucking asshole act. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like it, but it's not going to help that I don't like it. I've seen through the idea that there's anything I can say or do. They're just using me. I'm one of their fucking war toys. You should close these fucking universities and refuse to attend them until they put a stop to this behind the scenes business of UW dialectical and the Green Party. Because black people per se certainly did not kill Searcy. Some kind of hot wire job by these intelligence freaks. How dare you call me a freak, Lou?